Hello everyone, and welcome again to another LEGO Bionicle video. For today guys, here we are going to be reviewing the almighty Makuta Teridax, also known as Makuta. Now guys, this is set number 8593, and of course was released in 2003, and it did contain 199 pieces. Why did I say it did? It does. My apologies guys, contain 199 pieces. Now, of course, guys, as we all know with the Makuta Teridax, he was formerly known, of course, as the Matoran universe leader or lord, if you want to think of it like that, because he overthrew the Great Spirit Matanui. It was his scheme to get rid of the Great Spirit Matanui and, of course, take over the Matoran universe, and he did for some time, of course, until he actually got defeated. Now, what's interesting about Makuta is the fact that it kind of follows the, I guess, a similar theme to the G2 Bionicle series, where Makuta, you know, obviously tries to, well, I guess in a way, take control of the actual universe, or you can say the island of Akoto, but of course miserably fails as he goes into the Shadow Realm. It doesn't really happen with, of course, this Makuta here. He does take control. So guys, you can think of Makuta or Makuta Teridax as one of the actual leaders. Now, there were only two major leaders, kind of like the captain and the lieutenant. So you had Makuta Miserex. Now, Miserex, I can't remember how to pronounce the name. I think it's Miserex. Yeah, Miserex. Yeah, Miserex. So it was Makuta Miserex who was the main leader, and of course one of the almighty and powerful Makutas. Then of course you had the Makuta Teridax right here in front of me, and he was kind of like the second lieutenant or the second in charge, or I guess they kind of had the same amount of power if you think of it like that. And then of course if you go down the line you have Makuta Icarax and all those other Makutas as well. But he was the main leader and the main antagonist, and of course he was a powerful being, in all honesty guys. He had the power to manipulate darkness from, of course, the Kanohi Kraken, as we all know, and very strong manipulative powers, and very evil and dark, if you want to kind of think of it like that. But other than that, I can't really say much more, other than the fact that he is just a great set, guys. I have to say, this has to be one of my favorite sets, of course, just behind the Shadow Titan Makuta, because, guys, in all honesty, the Shadow Titan Makuta is just a crazy set, and it's just a beast. It obviously dwarfs the set. I guess not really dwarfs it, but it has, I guess, a reasonable large size and build in comparison to this set here. But then again, because the set's in 2003, I guess you can kind of get away with it for being like this. But anyway guys, enough talking about that. Let's get straight into the functionalities and I guess the pieces and parts, as well as the color scheme of the actual set. So guys, what's really interesting about this set, guys, is the unfortunate fact that with the actual legs is that it's actually just one build. There is actually no knee joint, as you can see there. It's just one big long looking curved leg piece there, and of course kind of following the theme of the Rakshi. As we all know, they kind of have that back looking piece right here, and that's unfortunate with this Makuta here, that it does have that. So of course you can't really get any mobility in the knee. It's just one fixated piece, but I really love the detail there. Of course, even for a 2003 set, guys, you have to be really, I guess, grateful and appreciative of the actual model that they built. Well, I should say, with this official model, it just looks really great. You know, for a 2003 set, you would have expected maybe something a bit more, I don't know, less equipped, I guess, if that's the right way of stating it. Because back then, of course, guys, there wasn't really much with Bionicles. It was pretty standard, pretty plain in terms of the builds, in terms of the structure. And for this set to have, you know, at least detail, you can see there, guys, just a great added feature there, of course, of the leg piece. As we all know, the Pahatu weapons that kind of stick out there, kind of like the pincers, is just great detail there. I'm really liking that. And of course you have, as you can see there, guys, the awesome looking, I guess, silver or gray Borok pieces as such, and they just look nice. And of course just the overall color scheme in the actual leg is just great. I don't know exactly what this color is. Kind of resembles a darkish grayish. I can't really be sure about the exact color, but if you guys know the exact color, that would be really great if you could let me know on that. But I have to say the color scheme just goes so well with the actual red that I'm just really liking. Now in terms of functionality, there is no unfortunate articulation in the actual feet, so that's just the sad thing about the set, and you can't really do much about that. Of course you have this thing here that kind of flops, and that's just the front of the foot, but that's really all you get there in all honesty. Now if I move up towards his upper leg, you can see here guys is this little piece here. Now this piece gives a lot of mobility and I guess articulation in the actual leg, so you can see you can twist it, and that's just a great thing about this set. So it's quite bare up there in the upper leg region. There isn't really a battle skirt or anything as such, but still guys, it just still looks great to me personally. And of course you can move it side to side however you really want to, and you can actually pull it right up at a 90-degree angle, and you can pull it all the way back down. And unfortunately the Bionicle headpiece has just fallen, as you can see right there, or I should say the Kraken actually fell, but there like so. So great movement. Of course you can't really move it side to side, that's the unfortunate bit, but you can move it up and down, and of course side to side, but you need to twist it more than actually pull it and turn, if you get what I mean. But that's still okay. You know, obviously for a set like that, it's kind of expected with these sets in all honesty guys, because obviously articulation back then wasn't really a big thing. It was more of just the statue kind of look there, and the only thing of course that they provided was just the gear functions, and yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I guess a downfall to this actual set, guys, is this piece right here. Now, of course, this is a gear function, or kind of like a gear function, is the twisting in the actual waist. Now, what's sad about this set is the fact that, of course, it's not manual, so it's kind of automatic. It kind of just happens randomly. So if I turn the set will just kind of swing left and right, if you kind of get what I mean. And that's something I really don't like about this set. And yeah, you really can't do much about that, of course. This is how the set is built, so that's the unfortunate thing. So for example, if I want to pose him this way, it kind of will move. Oh, okay, well that's a fail. It's not working this time. It likes to stay at this position, but you guys kind of get what I mean. It does happen obviously at times, but yeah, you can't really do much about that. But still, you know, a great function of course to have. That kind of gives it a lot of articulation and good angles if you want to really get some good poses or whatever you really want to do with this actual set. Now as we move up towards the actual body slash upper body-ish area, you can see all these awesome details here guys, and I'm really liking the details, of course. As mentioned, we all know with the 2002 and 1 sets, even 3 possibly, there wasn't much detail, but for this set to even have that detail is just great. You can see there guys, of course, the armor pieces, of course the pipings kind of looking kind of thing there. Interesting concept though. I don't understand what the pipings are for. Is it for breathing? I don't know. I actually have no idea. I don't know what the concept is, but if you guys know, please let me know. And just the armor pieces here, great detail of course. The idea of using I should say the Toanuva armor pieces, and of course the shoulder armor shells is just great. A nice idea, and of course in the great color. I really need to know what this color is. It kind of looks like a dark bronze to me, but I'm not exactly sure. But like I said guys, please let me know on the color. Anyway, moving forward, still overall great. I'm really liking the shoulder armor pieces there. It kind of resembles to me the Shadow Titan Makuta, as we all know, with the actual armor pieces that he has. Quite bulky at the top there, similar to the Makuta Teridax, which is great. Now of course, if I turn him around, there isn't really much going on in the back other than this Pohatu piece here, or the weapon piece, and that's just the only thing that's there, to be honest. And of course the standard Toanuva armor pieces, and that's pretty much it. You can of course automatically, you can do it here yourself. So if I kind of go downwards here, there actually is a gear function. So this is the actual knob that you originally used. Now of course back in the I should say in the G2 series, you can twist and turn using that gear. They kind of give you this little I don't know, what do you call this, like a little tube, and of course you can turn it in and out like so. But what I meant guys is, of course, this thing can still move by itself, and that's the sad thing about this set, unfortunately. Now of course that doesn't really happen with the current sets now for G2 Bionicle. They are fixated, and they will only move if you ever twist the actual gear function. So it's good that LEGO have actually found a way to actually get rid of this problem that the set actually has in the newer sets. Now I would honestly love a remade model of this actual set, but in the kind of G2 kind of theme. So of course, using the CCBS, what do you call it, mechanisms, or I guess model, that would have been great for this set in all honesty, but then again, what can we do about that? Finally guys, we're just looking at his arms before I actually get into the actual Kanohi. You can see they're pretty standard looking arms. I guess quite bare. There isn't really much going on. One thing I don't really understand is this piece right here. It doesn't really make sense to me. Don't know why it's there. Is it there as a filler to obviously kind of give him more bulkiness in his actual arms? I'm not sure, but it doesn't really make sense to me in all honesty. Now, of course, typically found is this armor piece here, or I should say this arm piece, which is found, I think, with some of the Glatorian sets, if I recall. But of course, in the I just need to know this color. Don't know the color. Actually, I'm gonna find out. Wow, as stupid as it sounds, guys, apparently this is meant to be gunmetal gray. Now, it's quite different to the color of the G2 series. It's a bit of a surprise to me. I wasn't really expecting this to be gunmetal gray, but interesting. I like the color. I really like the color. It looks nothing like gunmetal to me. It kind of looks like a bronze to me, a very dark, metallic looking bronze, but I don't know personally. Anyway, that's that. So in terms of the actual articulation, you can get some good articulation. However, it is quite hindered a bit because of the actual armor piece here, but still you can get some good articulation. Now if I try and move it back, you can still get some good articulation in the back as well, but then again, this piece kind of stops the movement, and of course forwards with the armor shell. So the armor actual pieces kind of hinder movement, but still you can still get some reasonable articulation there. Now of course in the elbow, pretty standard stuff. You can get it at a 180-degree angle, and of course you can pull it all the way right up like so. Now one thing that's just great about this set are these things right here. I am loving the fact that they've implemented, of course, the Avaki. It's interesting how, of course, they applied it, but it's just great. Of course, using something more, I guess, genuine and unique than just typical, you know, what are these pieces right here that they normally use? These pieces right there. You kind of get what I mean, guys, but it's nice. I'm really, really liking it. It's interesting how, of course, with the Shadow Titan Makuta is that they don't actually use, you know, for example, maybe use the Mask of Creation as hands for Makuta. Maybe that would have been a lot better than, of course, just sticking with just normal looking claws with, you kind of get what I mean, the orange looking orange claws. So here is his beast of a weapon, guys, and it is known as the Staff of Shadows. Now this was his only weapon. It's the only weapon he really, really needed, in all honesty, guys. It was a strong weapon, and my goodness me, guys, of course he contains the element of shadow, and combined with his of course his weapon there, the Staff of Shadows, is just crazy, guys. Now in terms of his weapon, I can't really say much about it other than the fact that it's just got two blades. You know, in all honesty, that's all it really has. But then again, you can imagine the power that he would have had, obviously bestowed in the actual weapon itself. It would have been crazy. Now, of course, if I turn the actual weapon around, that's what you really kind of see there. That's all you get from the actual weapon. But even so, guys, it still looks crazy. Of course, nothing like the Shadow Titan Makuta. Now, I'm actually going to bring out the Shadow Titan very soon, and to kind of do a comparison between the two sets. You know, of course, the main antagonist for G1 and then the main antagonist for G2. But other than that, I think that's pretty much the actual review done. I just need to finally talk on the actual Kanohi, and then I'll show you the comparison. And here it is, guys. Here we are looking at the Great Kraken, also known as the Mask of Shadows. Now, what this mask actually gave to the user, guys, is crazy. It gave the user strong and immense amount of shadow powers, and to also generate fear and anger. Now you can imagine how much anger and fear Makuta would have had. That would have released so much power, guys, it's not even funny. Now, of course, in some cases it does surprise me how Takanuva did defeat him, but then again, I guess the good guys always have to win. But in all honesty, with the Shadow Titan Makuta, I honestly think that he would have just smashed everyone. For his size and the amount of perks and armor and weapons that he has, in all honesty, I don't think Ikimu could have beaten him. It's just my personal opinion. I know that maybe size isn't really a big thing, but nah, come on, guys. You have to agree with me. Shadow Titan is just huge. And then, of course, you have the Overlord Makuta. I'm sure he would have pummeled the crap out of Ikimu. It's just not even it's not even arguable, I think, to be honest, guys. But anyway, that's the Kanohi Kraken, and it was the Great Mask of Shadows, and I guess the polar opposite to Avaki, the Mask of Light, as we all know, guys. But in terms of the actual mask, guys, you can actually use two masks. So here is the original look, and I have to say it looks great. So there you can actually articulate it, move it left, right. You can even lift it up if you really wanted to, and it looks great, guys. I'm really liking the kind of the red gaze there, a dash of trans medium blue there. I said trans medium blue, so it's not light blue, guys, it's medium blue. So like so, you can see it there. Now of course I can switch it around, and it will give me another version of the actual mask. So how you actually go about doing is that you have to obviously take off the actual mask first, and then as you can see here, here's what the actual Bionicle headpiece looks like when you're actually putting it on like this. When you're putting it on like this. So that's what you see there, but here is the actual other version, like so. So what you have to do is you actually have to turn the head fully around like that, and then you can finally actually put down the actual mask. So then you should get it in easily enough. There we go, just like that. And if I just enhance that for us all, this is kind of what the end product looks like. Let me just pull him back there for a bit, and that's what you kind of get. As much as you know, there being another view of the actual mask, I don't really like it, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of it. It could have been a lot better. But hey guys, it's still a great concept to have, you know, two masks in one, two different forms. Why not? But I'm not really a big fan of it because it kind of shows the ball joint sticking out a bit more. Of course, you can face it downwards. My apologies there. You can face it downwards, but yeah, I'm not really a big fan of it though, to be honest. But still, you can get some good articulation with it as well, guys. A lot of movement, like so. But I still prefer the other version, to be honest. But yeah, I think that is my review practically done. So there you go, guys. There is the comparison. Of course, I did promise you all that I would show you the comparison. You can see there, guys. The Shadow type Makuta honestly dwarfs the Makuta Teridax, in all honesty. Then again, I don't know obviously how powerful they are in comparison to each other, but I just think the Shadow Titan would still smash the crap out of them. We have the Mask of Ultimate Power here, guys. Who doesn't love who doesn't honestly like and love the Mask of Ultimate Power? It's just designed so nicely, so perfectly. It just looks so evil in comparison, of course, to the Makuta Teridax. By no means am I saying the Great Kraken is bad. I love it as well, but the Mask of Ultimate Power, guys, I think by far is the best mask I've ever seen by LEGO Bionicle. In all honesty, that's just my personal opinion. Hopefully no one takes offense to that. But in all honesty, I think it just looks great. In all honesty, I would have to give this set I think a 9 out of 10, in all honesty. This set is just great. I love the Makuta Teridax, and to finally have one is just a privilege, to be honest, guys. They're quite hard to find. Of course, I'm sure many of you all have this set, but for me, guys, it's a privilege to have this set because they are so hard to find and very rare to buy brand new. Now, I did mention that they are $100, guys. They are quite expensive. We're talking somewhere in the ranges between $150 to maybe around $190, $200. The last time I saw on Bricklink, but yeah, they are quite pricey, guys, if you're talking brand new. Of course, new used sets are reasonably cheap, maybe around $40 to $80, depending obviously on your currency. But yeah, they are quite hard to find, especially the I think the Makuta Teridax is quite expensive. That's ridiculously expensive. I think somewhere, the last time I checked, I think it was last week, $230, I think, dollars. But this is New Zealand dollars, so I don't know how much that would be for everyone else. But anyway, guys, enough blabbing. I think I've just been talking and talking now. I think that is my review completely done now, guys. Completely done. So there you have it, guys. There is my review on the almighty Makuta Teridax, of course known as the Makuta. In all honesty, that's the original name, but Makuta Teridax is his proper name. But I really hope you all have enjoyed this review, guys. Honestly, it's been a privilege to review this set. You know, retro Bionicle sets I think are the best, to be honest. You know, bringing back the original themes, the original styles was just great. Of course, now with some of the designs in the G2 series aren't really that good, to be honest. Of course, I have to say the Shadow type Makuta is a great set, but it does have its faults and you know, obviously a few bits and pieces, but I still love the set, guys. It's a great set, but of course this is a great set as well. Whoopsie daisies, it is still a great set as well. With that said, guys, thank you again so much for watching my video. I'm really sorry about the blabbing, guys. I know I blab a lot, but I love to talk about these sets and of course express how I feel about them to you all, so then you guys get an idea of what the set is actually like. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please subscribe to my channel, of course, so then you're up to date with my videos. Of course, I have many more videos to come. As well as that, guys, do like this video as well. There's my thumb, big thumbs up there, guys. Do like that video, smash that like button, and of course share my videos around if you can as well, to the Bionicle community, of course. For now, guys, with that said, thank you again. I'm going to mention it. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. I will be talking to you all very soon. Bye-bye.